Apex Legends is one of the best games I've ever played, and at the moment, it really doesn't feel that great in some aspects. Season 12 just came out, and the control mode feels amazing. Some of the changes are awesome, but the problem is the lack of changes is what is killing the game for me in pubs. This season, it's just not enjoyable, and that could be a factor of the players just getting better and SPMM getting higher. But even with all those things being true, if they are, I think the game could feel more fun if more changes were made to pubs to make the experience more enjoyable. What kind of changes need to be made? You may be asking yourself, what does the #1 Whataburger employee have to say about the game and what it needs to be changed to make it better? Well, first and foremost, the respawn system is so bad. It's crazy. And sure, the respawn system should be somewhat punishing. You shouldn't just be able to like run across the map and revive willy-nilly every 2 seconds for free. But in saying that, it is ridiculous in the game right now. You can see a respawn ship across the map, bro. Across the map. That is like a third-party freaking signal right there. That is the bird call of the century to all the vultures in the tri-state area. Like, hey, come thirst me. It's ridiculous. I saw a respawn ship that was happening in Hammond Labs from Grow Towers. These airships gotta go.
Also, we have 11 squads left.
If I wanted to, I hop in the Whippopotamus, aka the Trident, and I yeet over there, and I can probably be there before homie drops out the ship, because it takes like 30 seconds, dude. If they're calling in a respawn beacon, and I noticed that, Johannesen, it's like 45 seconds or something ridiculous. There's no reason for that, man. There's no reason that a respawn should often, not sometimes, but often cause the person who's getting respawned to die to a whole entirely different team that didn't down them in the first place. They land with no gun, they land with bad armor, they land with nothing to their name. There's not even an ability. They don't have their ability off cooldown to even maybe grapple away or do anything. And everything I just said is only if you get banners to revive, which can be a pain, dude. Sometimes it's impossible. Literally, if a full team is camping banners in like a building, for instance, in like a certain area, you ain't getting them. And that's not even a far-fetched thing to happen because a lot of folks fight in buildings. And that ruins the experience because what happens if your banner times out? You now either spectate or leave. That's the only option. There's nothing better. There's no better solution to that. At this point, that's ridiculous. Looting in Apex is also getting out of hand, and there's been some changes made to this to make it better. Shields was a big thing, making it so you didn't have to freaking look for a purple shield all game. Instead, you could make your own, even red at this point, which is great. But looting in the sense of attachments and hop-ups is just ridiculous. And the need for hop-ups to be the perfect one you need to put in your weapon. Do you need hammer points? Good luck finding those unless they're in the replicator because the chances are so slim. You find a purple hop-up, deadass tempo, shatter caps. It honestly feels like boosted loader and turbocharger are more common than hammer points, which is purple. Turbocharger and boosted loader are gold. So rarity means nothing at this point, apparently. And then there's third parties, something that's not rare whatsoever. Shoot for 10 seconds, you get in 30. Shoot for 20, you get in 4th. Shoot for 30, you get in 8th by the remainder of the lobby, and it is not fun whatsoever. The problem with third parties, aside from it just being not fun to play against, which you can't really fix, right? You can't get rid of them, but there can be counterplay. The only counterplay right now is armor swaps. That's like the only real counterplay. Aside from that, you're just praying the enemies that are thirding you are Muppets using freaking paper mache guns and they aim like stormtroopers. That is the hope that you have in your heart when you get thirded. If you have a knock on your team, it becomes so much more difficult to beat and win against that third party. Those are some issues that I have and the community has with Apex. Now, how do we go about solving these issues or making them less apparent? Well, the best answer is LTMs, limited time modes. You test things, and if the player base likes it, loves it, or hates it, you change accordingly. Respawn system, buybacks, and trust me, I'm fully aware, Warzone has these. Warzone also has guns, and so does Apex. Who cares, bro? If it's good for the game, try it out. And if it's great for the game, you keep it. We had second chance before, we never had a gulag in Apex, but try them both out. I think they're actually really interesting ways of letting the players fight for their life again. Second chance doesn't really have any like mechanics per it, you just die and come back, but hey, that's more action, I'm cool with it. Then you got banner changes. Banners shouldn't time out. At least in my opinion, test it. Maybe auto pickup, because getting your banners camped is freaking whack.
Wait, don't die, don't die.
Don't die.
How to grab banner.
Die for the cause.
If you do these things, you can also make it so the banners remain in the game in the sense of grabbing the banner gives you a benefit. What kind of benefit? I don't know. Maybe if you grab banner, you respawn your teammate with blue armor instead of white. Now looting, we have Evo shields. Why not try Evo guns? Because again, looking for attachments is freaking boring, dude. Like getting a barrel stabilizer and a stock just is whack. Why is there an attachment that modifies how accurate my gun is, or how fast I ADS, or how fast I reload? Like, I'm cool with having a magazine, I don't mind that. But personally, not a mega fan of stocks or barrel stabilizers. And the solution to that, performing well, means you get a better gun. Instead of having to look around the map for eons and eons looking for the attachments you need, like maybe hammer points, for instance, which don't even exist for some reason, that means that you can fight more. And if you have a better respawn system, there's more people to actually fight, there's more folks to shoot at, which is important in Apex to have. And or hop-ups are now universal. What does that mean? If you need a purple hop-up and you find one, it can go in your gun. You need a gold hop-up and you find one, it can go in your gun. There is no more looking for hammer points, you see deadass tempo, you can't pick it up. If you see a deadass tempo, instead in this system, you can put it in your gun if you need hammer points. You know what I mean? It's universal now. That would be litty. Lastly, third parties. Test potential counterplay mechanics like maybe a fast revive or an instant revive after you wipe a full squad. And maybe it's an auto res or something, I don't know. Something that degree in pubs would be neat, perhaps. And or siphon on kill for health, not shields for health. That still means you have to armor swap someone, and it still requires you to kill them. So that adds some potential counterplay, but it's not too excessive. It doesn't mean you can just kill someone, have like 200 HP, 225 HP, and still have an armor swap there. It just means you have to spend like 7 seconds popping a med kit, which can be flat out ridiculous. And the last thing I want to mention too is for looting, I believe, like for shields and whatnot. When a shield is broken in a box, I really wish they'd have like an indication on the box itself before you go for it that it's broken. Maybe it indicates levels like, hey, that thing's mega broken, son, don't go for it. Or it's like, it's missing like maybe 25 HP on the shield and it's a purple, you'll be good. That should conclude what Apex could do to make the game feel a bit better, at least in my opinion, as folks usually say. And that's all I gotta say. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.